Somehow Air-Deraan returned.
That's right. After stopping to be a sequel series to ourselves for a moment to be a prequel series to another show, we are now back. And we are talking about Bad Batch once more because that's what we do. Because who are we?
Whoa, I am Freddy, and I'm joined by...
Luke, and we are on Air-Deraan. We are the boys who are bad at their jobs, but really like talking about Star Wars.
Yeah, we really like Star Wars, and...
Which
is the thing we're talking about.
We're also very fond of Lord of the Rings.
Yes. Don't like spotted slugs, though.
But that is...
What
I'm going to link them in the description again.
Again? But we're talking about episode 11 of Bad Batch. What's it called? Devil's Deal.
Devil's Deal? Something like that?
Yeah.
You'd think that it's Deal with the Devil, but it isn't.
No, it's Devil's Deal. So, we'll talk about that.
It might be a reference to the book by something.
By something. Yeah, there's not many references, so that the superfans can go, I understood that reference.
Yes. So that all the Grand Admiral Sheldons know what's going on.
Yeah. I wear my Devil's Deal shirt on a daily basis, so I'm glad that it's getting some representation. Thank you, Dave Filoni, for representing the superfans. I kid.
I have the logo of Devil's Deal tattooed on my chest.
Whoa! The logo being the title of the episode in like a sans serif font.
It's actually Comic Sans.
Whoa! The best fonts. The font for every secondary school presentation. But unlike a secondary school presentation, we have not properly started. So I think we should very quickly get on to the starter structure of this episode.
Yep, this is the name that will definitely stick forever.
Forever.
For the pseudo segment where we describe all the segments of this show.
Indeed. Starting off, of course, with Grand Admiral Thoughts.
Which is kind of like general thoughts, but higher ranked and just straight up better.
Yep, and then after that, we go on to the Crochet Granite. Probably the best segment name, I guess.
The best segment ever.
Obviously.
Yeah, which is where we speed through the plot, trying to not get sidetracked, and usually being very, very, very successful at it.
Very successful. We're like, we pull ourselves up by the bootstraps and we succeed in relaying the entire plot very quickly with no distractions.
No star distractions.
Whoa. And then, of course, after the Crochet Granite, we go into its opposite, the Nitty Gritty, where we look at all the details in detail instead of in passing strokes.
Yeah, and it's also Tangent Central.
Yeah, it's Tangent City.
All the build-up that we do in Crochet Granite.
We let it all out.
The capital city?
I said Tangent City.
Tangent City, yes. It's Tangent Palooza.
Whoa, that sounds like a Star Wars character.
Tangent Palooza, yeah, I can... that does sound like a bounty hunter.
Yeah, if there's Sleaze Begano, there's definitely Tangent Palooza.
That's the unreliable narrator of the new version of Tales of the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Whoa, I thought you were going to say Tangent Palooza.
Tales from Jabba's Castle.
I thought you were going to say Tangent Palooza was the one that wrote down the Journal of the Wills after it was relayed to him by R2-D2.
Those are canon characters now. They appear in From a Certain Point of View. I don't think they have names.
Yeah. That's interesting.
The very last chapter of the first Certain Point of View. I think it's dumb, but...
Yeah.
Then again, I am that person who really wants Taika Waititi's movie to be about the Journal of the Wills being written. So...
we shall see. I would like it if the Journal
Yeah.
of the Wills was actually written in the past.
As a prediction of the future.
Yeah.
But that brings in all that destiny, free will.
But
nonsense.
destiny is a big part of Star Wars.
It is and it isn't.
But everything that happens...
Well, I guess so.
I don't know. I wrote my entire... Well, not the entire essay. In sixth form, when I did media studies, in my essay about Rogue One being a space opera, I wrote a lot about determinism and how it was kind of like integral to Star Wars in a sort of subliminal way, especially to Rogue One. And I wrote a lot about it. I had to cut a lot out because otherwise it would literally just be an essay about that. But
Ooh, good stuff, though.
good stuff.
Did you write also about the nominative determinism of people like Sleaze Bagano or Turk Falso?
What, how they were mind tricked?
No, nominative determinism
Oh,
is
yeah,
that, like, if your name is Smith, you will become a blacksmith, or if your name is Merchant, you will become the owner of a supermarket in Sanford, Gloucestershire.
Yes. As we all know, Stephen Merchant. Oh, yeah, it is like that, isn't it?
I'm not talking about Stephen Merchant, I'm talking about the Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz, yeah, I forgot that. Tim Messenger.
Yeah. Reverend Shooter, freaking
Yeah.
all the other
But
ones.
why is he Mr. Skinner? Does he skin people?
You don't want to know.
Uh-oh.
I think it was just meant to be like violent things.
Unlike Hot Fuzz, we are not finished. Because Hot Fuzz was finished quite a few many years ago when it was released. So we must go into the last segment of the Saga Scratcher, which is, of course, Light Side,
Dark Side, and the one in the middle.
the Bendu.
Bendu.
We're like an echo because of the delay, because of our internet,
Is there an echo here?
Whoa! But of course, Light Side.
It's not really going to be like an echo after I edit it.
Yeah,
I usually do a little clever tricks to make it seem like no one was talking over each other.
Whoa, that's also known as plagiarism of real life.
I don't think that's what that means.
Not plagiarism, sorry. Wrong word. But what is...
Censorship?
Censorship, yes. You are the on Air-Deraan shill. You are our biggest fan.
Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy wouldn't like it if we talked over each other. It's not woke to do so.
Whoa. But what is woke is to talk about the light side, dark side, and the one in the middle, the Bendu.
Indeed, because that is where we talk about.
Yeah, a good thing, a bad,
bad
thing,
thing.
and something that's just, it's just there.
It's there, but it's notable.
Yeah.
So we talk about it, whether or not it's good or bad.
Yeah.
But also, it can literally just be whatever. Depends what we're feeling like.
Exactly.
Spotlighting.
Yeah, normally...
Sometimes it's literally something that doesn't have anything to do with the episode.
Or it's something that we've already said before.
Yeah. Remember when my one in the middle was the fact that we're doing a podcast?
Oh yeah, that was brilliant. That was ages ago.
Yeah, that was that Anatomy Skywalker?
Or was it in Spunkstone?
Oh, I'm unsure.
I swear to God. I swear to God.
If it is Spunkstone, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Good thing that we will never know, because it's not like we're keeping a tally.
We said about 15 episodes ago, we said we would keep a tally. And we never did.
One day when I'm really, really bored,
that would take
I will
so
go
long.
Back. It would be how many? 38 sets?
We're on episode 37 now.
Yeah, but fortunately one of them is missing.
Yeah, so that's only 36.
One of them, and a few of them don't have any, because we only started doing one in the middle, the Bendu, a few episodes in.
Yeah, I think so. I think towards the end of The Mandalorian season 2.
I don't think it was that late. I think it was for Admiral Gratis.
Oh, really?
The Heiress episode.
Wow.
I think so. Or maybe the Siege.
The He's
Galen
episode.
Erso.
I think it was the Siege.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that would be like 5 episodes in.
That's still
and
quite
we also
a lot.
didn't do one for the iceberg. Come on, Nigerian, you really need to leave.
It's time for you to leave.
He's not aggressive this time. He's very affectionate, but that's worse for me trying to speak.
Yeah.
Because he's trying to close my mouth with his head.
That's assault. But talking of...
Yeah, I'm being silenced.
Talking
like
of
a right-wing comedian.
Silencing you, what is your opinion on this episode in the Grand Admiral Thoughts?
Yes, which we forgot to mention, but which is our unspoilery thoughts on this episode.
Oh, yes. So what is your unspoilery thoughts? Or
my unspoilery thoughts were that this was a little bit of a departure from the rest of the episodes, but I would say that it's in a good way.
Yeah, definitely.
Because by the looks of it, they are setting up a multi-part story, which I am all in for. Because literally every other episode has been quite self-contained, and like a bigger, larger story / mission will probably do this episode quite well.
Yeah, I agree. I think also...
Because, like, literally everything has been opened and shut so fast since Aftermath that nothing has really been given time to breathe, with the exception of the business on Braca.
Yeah,
but
that was the
this
only
feels
time.
even more like a setup for something big. I wouldn't be surprised if what starts here doesn't wrap up until like the end of the show. Not necessarily that it will all be on the same planet, but that it will have like big ramification for the rest of the series.
What if the series that we had been watching effectively ended last week? And now it's going to be and now it's going to be this.
I would not completely be surprised, because as I mentioned in the intro, hopefully this isn't too much of a spoiler, but this episode felt more like a prequel to Rebels than a sequel to Clone Wars.
Exactly, yeah. It's very much a Rebels prequel. And I feel like that's secretly what this entire show has been as well.
Well, one way or another, yes. Like, we've met Rex, we've
met Kanan.
We've met Kanan, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of this we meet, like... Well, probably Zeb would be the only one who makes sense.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense for...
still, other people.
Ezra was born on Empire Day, on the day when the Empire was formed.
On the day that music died, if you will.
Whoa!
He flew his Chewie to the levee. No, that doesn't.
What?
You know the song "American Pie" by whoever.
Yeah, I don't know the lyrics.
Doesn't matter.
I know the Weird Al version. You know, this Anakin guy. Maybe Vader someday later, but now he's just a small fry.
I've never actually seen that, but I probably have to.
He released that song before Episode 1 came out.
No way.
Yes way.
Was it like based on trailers or whatever?
It was based off of leaks apparently for Episode 1, and then he then he guessed what would happen in episode 2 and 3.
Wow.
And he was right.
I really need to see how accurate that actually was. Probably not very.
No, it is pretty accurate. And but the thing is that it was more general. It wasn't super specific. But he got pretty much the general plot right, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really get too specific of the leaks to episode 1.
Yeah, this was in the 90s, so...
Yeah. And like most of episode 3, you couldn't even piece that together from leaks for episode 3.
Yeah.
Like, where did Grievous come from? The TV show, but you know.
Yeah,
who would have guessed that he was in the movie?
Well, I mean, the TV show did sort of...
How?
Quite set up the very start of episode 3. You know, with the kidnapping of the Chancellor.
How popular was Clone Wars, the TV show?
Apparently it was very popular, because it was played on Cartoon Network in advert slots.
Right.
So when there were advert breaks, they would play the Clone Wars sometimes. Because, you know, they were only a couple minutes long.
Imagine if something like that happened, like, now. Like, if, like, not Clone Wars, if Rogue One came out and, like, Zeb is just there.
That'd be,
like, as a main character. I know that Chopper was in the background and you could see the ghost, but, like, just like Grievous was, like, a main villain in Revenge of the Sith. Like, Zeb would be one of the main characters of Rogue One.
I don't think it's like that, because as I said, the Clone Wars TV show set up, you know, the animated one set up the direct events of episode 3. Like, it led into it. Whereas Rebels never did that.
I know, but
Rebels didn't do that. Yeah, but I mean, they didn't.
It was also set years before, I know, but
yeah,
still, Disney has the power to do something like that.
I don't think Disney will.
They probably won't, but they can.
They have more faith. I mean, I'm not saying this is misplaced faith, but they have more faith in the Marvel shows than in the Star Wars ones, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Marvel has proven to be a bigger source of money, at least in the movie realm.
Yeah, and not gonna lie,
who knows where the things go?
Yeah, not gonna lie, I absolutely love the Marvel shows. So
I think I love them, even though they're probably, definitely better made than like Mando. I still think, on the whole, I prefer the 2 seasons of Mando to the Marvel shows.
I prefer Marvel shows. I think Loki is like better. It's like the best thing produced on Disney Plus so far, probably. Maybe that's just
don't get me wrong, like, Loki's pretty great. I liked WandaVision, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier was like basically Captain America 4.
Yeah.
But I still think like the vibes are kind of off. Whereas even though the Marvel shows are like better written and better produced probably than Mando.
Yeah.
I think that just has a better feel to it.
No, I understand what you mean. Yeah.
It might just be that the Marvel shows are following a series of very, very successful and well-made films, whereas Mandalorian is following on episodes 8 and 9.
Yeah, and the thing is, Star Wars has much more of a individual and refined feel than Marvel does, because I know a lot of people say Marvel is all the same, but each Marvel film is kind of its own thing in terms of feel and in terms of setting, so that it makes it hard to have a Marvel feel like you can with The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian very successfully had an original trilogy feel. So, yeah.
But this is a very broad tangent.
Oh yeah, we haven't even done the plot summary for Devil's Deal.
We got here via Weird Al.
Oh god. That's a pretty bit weird.
In a way.
Yeah.
Oh.
Weird Al's hair if he laid it over his shoulders and then covered it in plaster of Paris and painted it blue, he could be like Orn Frutar's head tail.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm just don't worry. I'm saying that Weird Al can cosplay as Orn Frutar if he wanted.
Freddy, anyone can cosplay as anyone. It's 2021.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean it like that. Oh, god damn it.
I'm just razzing you, don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we snap back to our Grand Admiral thoughts? Because I feel we didn't get through too much. We didn't even really say what we thought about the quality of this episode.
I think it was pretty amazing.
Yeah. It was quite different in many ways to the rest of the show.
Definitely.
But, like, I don't know if there is anything to complain about.
Yeah, no, I think it was pretty much like one of the best looking ones, maybe. I guess, I don't know.
I would say so, yes.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
It was kind of the complete opposite of last week's episode. Because whilst here comes the storm content, I'm not sure if you heard that.
I did. Rising Storm, New Republic. I mean, High Republic. Sorry.
Oh yes, that's the name of the book that I'm currently listening to.
Whoa.
Which references Air-Deraan.
Oh my god, Air-Deraan!
We'll have to talk about that at some point because it's interesting. But not Air-Deraan specifically, that book.
Oh yeah,
but
sad times. I wanted to have an episode specifically only about Air-Deraan.
I mean, maybe one day when Star Wars TV shows stop coming out and we finish all the ones that are currently out, we can do like a story series on KOTOR. That there will be a lot of Air-Deraan there.
That would take years to get to that point.
You say that.
We're not even going to have that much
right.
time to do season 2 of Clone Wars before Visions comes out.
About 3 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Depending on when in September it comes out.
So we could get through. We'll get through Senate Murders and then recap, and then the Holocron, and then Geonosis 2 Electric Boogaloo, and then it'll be Visions.
Unless we do it in a very different way. Or do something else.
Whoa.
But I feel like we really should at least wrap up season 1 of Clone Wars.
Yeah, I agree. It's in need of it.
The longer we take, the less relevant the season 1 recap will be.
Yeah, definitely.
There's also a question of whether we will want to do a season wrap-up of Bad Batch.
Oh yeah, which we probably will do.
We might bundle it with the last episode. And I don't think that we need to do a predictions episode on Visions, since it's apparently non-canon.
Yeah, it's not canon, and it's and they'll sort of tell you what's happening in each one anyway in the sort of real thing.
Yeah, because it's more about like the style and stuff, not about the substance.
Yeah,
which I think is fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah, but
it's gonna be cool anyway.
Yes.
It will make them like much more, free to do, free.
Yeah, free
to do whatever cool shit they want to do.
Yeah, they're free to have an anthropomorphic bunny girl be a Jedi apprentice.
It's anime. They're gonna do that.
Yeah, they are gonna do that.
It also may or may not be a reference to Final Fantasy XII, which allegedly, story-wise, is basically just Star Wars.
I don't think any of the stories that they're covering is specifically Star Wars related, though.
Not necessarily. It's like the vibe and the settings vaguely.
I would say only tenuously the settings.
Yeah, tenuously. But like the point of Final Fantasy XII was like that the Chewbacca equivalent character is a bunny girl.
Oh.
So this bunny girl might be a reference to that.
Maybe, but she's like going to be a Jedi apprentice, I think.
Probably.
Yeah.
should probably close my window. Is the rain very, very audible?
I think I can hear it. It is Audible Original Luke's Rain.
Whoa. That's probably fine.
Yeah. But
Just a little bit of ASMR.
I think we should get onto the the plot summary quickly, because I mean a lot of what I want to talk
Probably
about.
because we're basically 30 minutes in.
Yeah, and a lot of what I want to talk about the episode is all spoilers. So
Yeah, because this was, as I was saying, in comparison to last week, which was basically the perfect action episode, this one may have been like the perfect story and plot episode.
yeah, agreed, 100%.
So we will have a lot to talk about, which you can start right now.
Whoa! So let's get on to the
With our
crochet granite. So the episode starts off in a similar fashion to last week's episode, but on Ryloth, in the city that you may recognise being the capital city in the Ryloth arc in Clone Wars. And you've got...
I did not, but continue.
yeah, and you've got Orn Fritar, and he's going to talk to the masses about the Empire's presence, and he's got Admiral Rampart there. You've got Cham Syndulla up there too. And then you got Crosshair and his wife, and you got Crosshair and his his Death Troopers, being security around there too.
Yep, they are talking about the Empire's new refinery, which is supposed to be, which Orn Fritar claims is what the people want because he represents them perfectly.
Yeah, he's definitely not corrupt.
You know, he's definitely not corrupt, and he's definitely not wrong about the Ryloth people wanting to be free of anyone's influence.
Yeah, his name is Orn Fritar. Of course, he knows they want what they want regarding freedom.
Yeah, he definitely is the same as everyone else and doesn't have twice as many Leku as everyone.
Yeah. Yes.
Which apparently in the Legends storyline was canonically because he's so fat he grew more Leku.
Wow. That is kind of weird.
Yeah.
But yes,
That's probably why it's only in the Legends wiki and not the main one.
But the people weren't having it. They didn't like Orn Fritar. They were saying we want Cham, and in the crowd was Gobi Glee and his partisans, and Crosshair was getting ready, like if necessary, to kill them. But Cham Syndulla then took the stage, and he told everybody to sort of settle down because they finally got peace, and to respect the clone troopers because the clone troopers did free Ryloth in the Ryloth arc from the Clone Wars. So
yeah, which did end up placating the crown at least. For
yeah,
a little bit. But he does know that it probably will not last.
yeah, he's got his suspicions. And then Rampart goes to Cham Syndulla's wife and says, "It's a pity your daughter Hera from the Rebels TV show couldn't be here." And then she kind of has her own. She kind of has her own things to do. She's a rebel. That's what she does. She rebels. Yes, and then we cut to Hera, who is remarkably older than she was in the Clone Wars when we saw her. So I guess they might have retconned her appearance in Clone Wars, but it doesn't really matter.
Unless it wasn't actually her.
It was retconned to be her, but then it might have been.
It was retconned again to not be her.
Exactly. But she is looking at the refinery with none other than Chopper himself.
Which is how he's credited, Chopper as himself.
Yes. The second best droid from Rebels.
Of course. Behind AP5.
Yeah, who else? And
maybe the original concept art for C-3PO, who turned out to be a killer droid.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that one? That body horror droid episode?
I think so. But they're scouting out the refinery, and then they get caught by a load of clone troopers, and they get taken to Cham Syndulla's villa, and the clone captain.
She gets a slap on her wrist.
Yeah.
Because naughty, but she didn't do anything that bad.
Yeah, the clone captain or commander, what's his name? Hauser. He says
it's like Howitzer but shorter.
Yeah. So Captain or Commander Hauser, he says, I could report it, but I'm not gonna. Just don't do it again. So yeah, and then Cham Syndulla's like, don't do it again. And then she's like, okay, I won't do it again.
Don't do it again, wink, wink.
Wink,
but tell
wink.
me everything you saw.
That's what Hera's mum said. She wanted to know everything. Mm-hmm. But it turns out that she was sort of sent there by...
She is also probably the most French Twi'lek we've ever met.
No, I mean, don't you remember Ayla Secura in the Lerman arc?
I do, but I don't think that Ayla Secura, did the silent H sounds.
Yeah, the way she said chopper. Chopper.
Chopper. Or era.
Yeah.
Era Syndulla.
Yeah, so Hera was sort of sent there by Gobi Glee to look at the refinery.
Yes.
And eventually she sort of gets...
here comes the doc content.
Whoa. She gets invited, basically, or by Gobi Glee, to go on a supply run mission to one of Ryloth's moons to pick up a load of weapons for the resistance movement, because Cham Syndulla earlier, in that big rally thing, sort of told everyone to give up their weapons because it's a time of peace. But Gobi Glee wants to get the weapons back so that Ryloth has a chance if anything goes south.
Yeah, and the weapons are sourced by none other than Sid, which obviously means
we get
that
to see
this is where the titular Bad Batch shows up.
Yeah, they show up for a little bit.
About 10 or 12 minutes into their own show.
Yeah, we see the Bad Batch give the weapons, and then Hera asks Omega to go onto the modified Omicron ship. And Omega gives her a little tour and tells her that flying is a feeling.
Oh, no, that's what Hera tells Omega.
Hera told Omega that flying is a feeling.
They bond over ships because Hera's biggest dream is to be a pilot.
Yeah. And Omega would like to fly as well, but...
But Tech doesn't let her do it until she can recite every single spec of the ship.
Well, to be fair... It does look kind of complicated to fly. Yeah, I mean,
it's being a pilot even in real life that doesn't have hyperspace and everything is pretty freaking complex.
Yeah, there's a lot of buttons. And none of them have labels. That's the thing with Star Wars buttons and Star Wars consoles, is that none of the buttons have any labels on them. So you're just going to know it.
Nobody can read.
No, everyone's illiterate in Star Wars. Yeah. What if it turns out in...
and every ship is completely different.
Yeah. What if it turns out in the twist in the Book of Eli that everyone in Star Wars is actually blind?
Well, I don't know. Because no.
What if when...
I don't think I even have to justify why that's just not true.
What if when Han says that he's blind in episode 6, that's actually the first time he could see, but to him that's blindness?
So are you saying that everyone in the galaxy is just like Daredevil?
Yeah.
They have some other sense that eyes just disrupt.
If you didn't know that you were blind, would you know you were blind?
Probably.
Look, but how would you know otherwise? If everyone was blind, then there'll be no one to tell you
if you're saying it like that.
Yeah, if everyone is blind, there'll be no one to tell you you can't see.
So what was the point of Luke putting on that visor to make him blind when he was training with Obi?
Artificial sight. I don't
Oh,
know. This is such a
I see.
this is such a stupid like dumb joke theory.
This is just like, now I know that dogs can look up, but what if they couldn't?
What if dogs could only look up? Well, technically, when you think if a dog is standing like bipedally, then like dogs are like their heads are like constantly up, aren't they? Like if they're on all fours.
Yeah, but they don't.
Yeah, but if they're on all fours, their head is looking forwards. But if you like move a dog and it stays in the same position, and you move it 90 degrees, the dog is looking up. So dogs are mostly always looking up.
But you know that they can look down.
I'm not saying they can't. I'm saying that they mostly look up in relation to their spine.
Sure. Okay. I'll give you that. I have no clue. Yeah, Omega giving Hera a tour around the Omicron.
Yeah, they do that, and then
they kind of open each other's eyes to new things.
Yeah, because they're both blind. I'm kidding. But then Gobi Glee says to Hera that it's time to go. So then, like, okie doke, let's bye, see you around. Totally will never see you again, and not in the next episode. And then Gobi Glee and all that, they fly down into canyons to deposit the weapons to their partisan people, to their resistance people. But then,
But one thing we neglected to mention is...
Oh, I did neglect to mention this, yeah. It's a pretty big plot point.
That as they were leaving Rylov, a certain tall, dark, and handsome individual sniped their ship with a certain tracking device.
Whoa. And it was handily
which
beeping.
comes into full effect when they come back.
Yeah, it was handily beeping and flashing red for our convenience.
Yeah, if it's beeping and flashing red, that's how you know that it's a tracking device.
I love that about Star Wars. It's just so...
But the problem is grenades do the same thing.
Yeah.
But somehow you always know when it's a tracking device.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess that's what context means.
Whoa, what is context? I only know how to make non sequiturs.
I barely even
know. Banana, chimpanzee, mango, everyone's blind. I just wrote a episode of Family Guy.
Bingo, bango, bongo, I don't want to leave the Congo.
Whoa.
That's a song from Fallout, I think.
It sounds...
Or at least in Fallout.
Yeah, oof.
It sounds like something you would say.
What?
Oh, it's a Frank Sinatra song. That makes sense.
Ah, yes. I wrote Frank Sinatra's songs. Much like how Weird Al Yankovic...
You wrote Frank Sinatra.
Much how, like, Weird Al Yankovic wrote his song, Anakin Guy, from... It wasn't called that. It was called the Star Wars Saga or something. He wrote that from leaks. Frank Sinatra wrote his songs from me time traveling to the 50s and then putting leaks of the future in newspapers. Done. There's no way you can disprove me.
Indeed. Okay, let's go back from this thing that is definitely not a tangent, and
oh god damn it!
Because we don't do tangents in Crochet Granite, and
there are no tangents.
You know,
there are no tangents in Crochet Granite.
Only the Force.
So they land in the canyon. And then, bam, they get captured by...
Or do they land?
A load of clones and a juggernaut.
They crash land because the same tall, dark, and handsome individual freaking shoots them down.
I appear to have lost my...
Did you forget? That he does the boss move of sniping one of their engines?
Oh yes, they crash, they don't land. Sorry, I lost my internet for a bit.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't. So I heard you say that they. Yeah. So Crosshair snipes out one of their engines. They crash, and then they get captured by a load of people, including Admiral Rampart and Onfritar, and they get a hitch in a Juggernaut, because we see a Juggernaut for the first time in animated form.
Hell yeah, Juggernaut being that really big, like 8-wheeled drivey.
I love Juggernauts, or the clone turbo tank as the Lego set was known. As we do know, Lego sets are the arbiters of canon, so...
Indeed. You might remember them from episode 3.
Or from Rogue One, when they were used as prison transport on Wobani.
Yeah. Sure.
Wobani, yeah.
The one that Jyn Erso was sprung from by K2SO and the boy himself.
Indeed. Melchi or something. Melchi or something, yeah.
I'm very happy that neither of us is elaborating on who the boy himself is.
What?
I said that she was sprung by K2SO and the boy himself, but neither of us said who that was.
I literally did, but I'm not sure if you heard me.
I guess I didn't hear you.
Oh, I was saying it was Melchi, right?
No, Cassian Andor.
He wasn't there.
Why was K2SO there? And who is Melchi?
Melchi was I think Melchi was there. Cassian Andor wasn't on Wobani. She met Cassian Andor for the first time on Yavin. Have you even seen Rogue One?
It's been a few years.
Yeah, same actually. It's been like 2 years for me. But...
You're saying it was Bruce Scott Melchi?
Yeah, I think he was on Wobani as well with K2SO. Cassian Andor wasn't in that first bit because he was doing the shooting his friend in the back around the same time.
Well, fancy that. I will put that on the list of Star Wars movies I need to rewatch, which is
every single one of them.
And Rogue One is already on that list.
Add it again.
Maybe not the Clone Wars movie. I think I've seen that enough for a little bit.
I decided
I'll definitely watch it again someday.
Maybe.
Sorry, what have you decided?
I'll probably never watch it again for the foreseeable future. But they get captured and they get taken away, and Cham Syndulla finds out that, not only is he going to kind of be implicated in everything, but that she's been charged with treason, basically. So, yeah.
Yeah, without a trial.
Yeah, so...
And she'll basically be killed.
Yep, and she's a child, so that's fun. Child murder is the best part of Star Wars.
Indeed. Always has been.
So Cham Syndulla teams up with some of Gobi Glee's guys, and they take out a load of the speeders, for some reason humanely for some, and then with normal blasters for others. And
and some with a spear.
Yeah, we'll get onto that soon, I think.
Well, it's a spear. It's more of a bident.
Yeah, and then they take control of the Juggernaut. They go into the Juggernaut and pretty much make everyone surrender. They take them outside. Cham Syndulla has a gun to Onfritar, and he's considering just shooting Onfritar because Onfritar is not a nice guy. But he decides against it. And then Rampart does a little nod.
To a certain tall, dark, and handsome individual off in the cliffs.
Yeah, and Crosshair just straight up shoots shoots Onfritar in the head. And
doesn't kill him though.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Well, no, I disagree with you, but we'll get on to why in a minute.
We will.
And then a load of LAATs arrive, and they just all get captured, and they lose basically. Yeah. They all get arrested.
Painted grey LAATs, but that's beside the point.
And
yes, everyone gets arrested except for one person and one droid.
Hera and Chopper.
Hera and Chopper.
They escape on Luke's landspeeder. It's actually not Luke's landspeeder, but yeah.
Yep.
They escape on that.
Luke's the same.
No, I meant like the one in episode 4. isn't Luke's personal one.
Yeah, that belongs to the homestead.
Yeah, I think so. It's been a while since I read the cross section.
The Lars homestead.
Indeed. They've also got another land speeder that you can see in some shots.
Is it one of the ones that C-3PO was hiding
Yeah,
behind?
it's the one in the garage.
The Bender.
Yeah. Oh my god damn it. And yeah, that's pretty much how the episode ends.
Yeah, setting up the next episode. I don't know how much of that is a spoiler, but we know the title of next week's episode. At least I do.
What is it?
It's Ryloth Rescue.
Whoa! I wonder who's going to be involved in that.
Yeah, which I saw before the episode. Before I even saw the episode, meaning that basically I was tipped off that this might be a 2 or more parter even before I watched.
Wow, you played yourself,
which was a little sad. It's Rescue on Ryloth.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be on Ryloth then. Very quickly, I want to talk about the Orn Tar thing. You see Orn Tar get like the blaster wound in his head, and they get charged for the attempted murder of or attempted assassination of Orn Tar. Now, the reason why I think that they did the attempted murder is because they're under no illusion that Cham Syndulla didn't murder Orn Tar. And it's very clear that someone else murdered Orn Tar. So I think they, while the Empire is very powerful, even Hauser was, looking at where the sniper came from. The other people aren't stupid. They kind of know that Cham Syndulla didn't do it. But, I don't know. I took it that,
I don't think so.
What do you mean you don't think so? They do look up at the sniper.
But I mean, everyone at present who wasn't captured was with the Empire. Why would they even try to do this? And also, I know that we've spent a lot of time talking about this Disney Star Wars retconning itself, but Orn Tar isn't meant to die until way later. He's in Lords of the Sith, which takes place 5 years.
It's possible Lords of the Sith is not apparent anymore. I got a feeling they might do a lot of the thing.
I think
they might do a lot of the Lords of the Sith things in this arc.
But that takes place 5 years later.
Yeah. How about never?
I don't think they're doing this.
How can
They're doing setup.
Yeah. How can Orn Tar survive getting shot in the head, and you see the hole in his head?
Because he's fat.
God.
How can he have 4 Leku? It's the same reason.
Maybe. We'll see.
Why would they just say attempted murder? If he was dead,
but they didn't even check. They didn't even check if he was dead. That's what I mean. I don't.
Because they ordered Crosshair to
shoot it. They shot him in the head, though. You would assume that would kill him.
You also get shot in the head twice in the start of Fallout New Vegas, and you're alive.
Yeah, but you have brain damage.
You get shot point blank.
And also, Chandler Bing thought he killed you. So
you say Chandler Bing? Is that his actual name?
No, he was voiced by Matthew Perry, right? The guy who shoots you.
Wait, I don't know, but is his name in Friends Bing?
Yes. Chandler Bing. Did you not know that?
Okay. I didn't know. I never watched Friends.
Oh, it's good. I like it. Has some dated jokes in the first season, but
so does most things from that era. That's comes with the territory. But even if they weren't trying to implicate Cham with the murder, they would just say that it was that he's an accessory in the murder of the Chancellor, not that he's attempted.
Or maybe, as is.
You don't say attempted murder if the person is dead.
Or should we move this very quickly to the, I don't want to say issue, but question of lethal force in this episode? Or lack thereof.
Yeah, sure, why not? We've already touched upon it.
It's the reason they didn't kill Orn Tar, because they don't want anyone to technically die because technically no one died.
I don't know about that. Some people were shot with lethal force.
Yeah.
Some people were stabbed.
They were, so maybe they died. But like, what I mean, sorry, is like, why was it so inconsistent? I mean, we said this last week. What is going on? Because like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying I always want them to shoot to kill. I'm saying that if you were able to only use a stun setting, then that puts in that like questions your heroes of why didn't they use that? Why do they always go for lethal force in like all them Star Wars films? Why, if you were able to stun people as easily as you were able to shoot and kill them, why didn't the Resistance in the sequel trilogy do that to the brainwashed abducted children turned stormtroopers? Why didn't Finn do that to them? They were his friends, and yet he still kills them. So why is it so readily available or easy to do that in the Bad Batch? I'm just curious.
Are you saying that Finn shouldn't have killed TR-8R?
I'm saying...
Wait, that wasn't him either, was it?
No, that was
like
Poe.
Han? Poe?
Yeah, I think... No, it was Han.
Where have you been? Why do you have so many cobwebs on your ears?
It was Han. You're right. But what I mean is, like, yeah, like, if Finn could have stunned them, that would have been the morally right thing to do. And I'm just like thinking that using stun too much can question these morals of your heroes.
You're also forgetting that Finn killed them all before he learned that you win by saving what you love, not by killing what you hate.
I know, but he still killed them after, yeah.
I mean, he might have jumped ship, but don't forget that he still has all the stormtrooper brainwashing and training. He still thinks, about nothing but murder. Maybe he doesn't even consider stunning, because they're just not.
But then why did they still kill them in episode 9?
Because it was inconsistently written.
Yeah, and what I mean is that like this kind of, it's not a plot hole. It's just an inconsistency which questions morals. I do think it affects the plot, but I don't think it's a plot hole. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because like plot hole, that has a lot of connotations.
Yeah, this like does question things in all of the movies. So I'm just like, and I wonder why this is happening, because like the Clone Wars didn't pull punches when it came to killing people, did it?
No, not in the slightest.
They just straight up killed a lot of people.
We've talked about, well, that was the implication of hundreds of thousands dying, but like many people died
on screen. You see Anakin stab someone through the chest on screen. You see Ahsoka decapitate like 5 people at once in one scene.
You see Nadar Veb getting shot in the gut repeatedly.
Oh god.
In Spunkstone.
Yeah, that's true.
In the layer of Grievous specifically.
Yeah, you see a lot of clone troopers die.
Yeah, and
Jedi, yeah. So it's way.
I think it might be that Disney has, or like Disney Plus has like different rules for how many deaths they can show.
Do you think?
I can see no other reason.
Do you think? I don't want to say spoilers for Loki. Have you seen Loki?
I haven't seen the most recent episode yet.
Yeah, but have you seen the? You saw the episode last week, and did you see the post-credit scene?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, what I mean is that removes a lot of the deaths.
Probably. If you've seen the most recent one, you probably know more.
I'm going by from what is in that episode, in last week's episode, not this week's episode.
Yeah. I guess you can infer that's what happens to everyone,
and
not just to locals.
Not many people die in Winter Soldier either.
Really?
Yeah, when you think about it, who dies?
I don't know. I haven't seen it since it came out.
No. I mean, the show.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, we have that one person who dies of that disease that definitely wasn't supposed to be a big plot point, and we have the Flag Smashers. They all and Battlestar.
Actually, no. Quite a few people do get killed in the criminal Singapore city, don't they?
That too.
Yeah. So why is it?
Mad
Why
Report.
is it the case for Star Wars then? When they
Well, this is an animated show for children, allegedly. It might be different in that respect. I don't know what kind of a rating is on it, if it's like PG or PG-13. But,
yeah.
stuff to
Do
say.
you think it's like, you know that Clone Wars, they weren't allowed to have more than a certain number of characters on screen at a time? Like it wasn't a problem of rendering; they just weren't allowed by Cartoon Network.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that was why the Water War was. They were very excited to do the Mon Calamari episodes because they were able to put the most people on screen at the same time than ever before. So
Because they don't count as people or something?
possibly. I think that
I did
I
not
think that
know
might be one of the things. I saw it in like a behind the scenes thing.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah. So do you think that kind of thing might happen for like death? I don't know.
I do think that might be the case because I have no idea why else it would be like that.
Yeah. Again, I'm not against like the Bad Batch or Shams Dula using humane methods, but it's like even in this episode, Shams Dula threw a double-headed spear at a clone trooper and then basically knocked another one's like helmet off with the spear. Yeah, you do see his head still, so he wasn't decapitated. But
you get at least one Twi'lek getting shot.
but I think she was shot in the shoulder though.
Yeah, I think so too. But still,
Yeah.
it's possible they just don't want to kill too many people. But like, I do agree that if they wanted to make it obvious, they didn't make it obvious enough that On Frita isn't there.
Yeah, because he was just straight up shot in the head.
Yeah, they didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
They could have literally shot him anywhere.
Do you think then... Oh, how about, do you think they initially did intend to kill him and have Rampart's line be, we're arresting you for the assassination of Orn Fritar, but then like not a couple days before release, but, you know, just before they were finished with the episode or with the series, some guy was like, have you read this really underground, obscure novel, Lords of the Sith? Orn Fritar's meant to be alive at that point, and it's 5 years later. Do we want to retcon the entire novel, or change something in this episode? And they're like, okay, quickly. Rampart voice actor, redub your line, please. And that's why that's why they don't check his body. That's why it looks like he died, because they didn't change the animation. And that's why they're saying we're arresting you for the attempted assassination of Orn Fritar.
That feels... I don't know. I feel like they just kind of messed up and made it look too graphic.
But then why would they...
Because sometimes
They make that look too graphic, but then other things aren't graphic at all. With, like, using...
That might just be a miscommunication issue. We will know for sure next week, like, whether or not Orn Fritar
If Orn Fritar never shows up, then I'm going to think that they intended to kill him, but then realised they couldn't.
Yeah. But, like, things like that can happen. This is a slightly different thing. Partially because it happened, like, 60 years... Fuck, it was 60 years
Whoa.
ago, almost. Or maybe. Do you know that famous thing that in Avengers, the comics, Ant-Man Hank Pym famously beats his wife? Like John Lennon. That was not in the script. He was just like supposed to push
Oh,
her or
yes,
something,
yeah.
but there was a miscommunication between Stanley or whoever and the artist, and he literally just punched her. And that has been literally the main character thing of Hank Pym ever since.
Yeah.
Even though it was just a miscommunication and a mistake on the part of the
So they
artist.
can happen.
Yeah, that stuff can happen.
Especially in COVID times.
And, yeah, like, mistakes happen. And it's not like this is, like, completely impossible to take back. Like, we know that he's very fat. Maybe he was wearing... Oh, shit, what did the cat do this time? No, it's fine. He stepped on my keyboard. I was worried that he may be posting
Oh, wow.
the recording again. Like, maybe he was wearing some sort of a personal shield that we couldn't see. Maybe it was just a low-powered rifle, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure he is.
Yeah. Weird nonetheless.
Still, it was a bit of a blunder.
Yeah. But it was still it was a cool sequence. I liked the whole thing. I thought it was interesting, actually, that Rampart was willing to do that with Onfritar. Just, like, use him as a pawn.
Yeah, he's...
Says the Empire ain't good, obviously.
Obviously. Like we needed to know.
Yeah. Fun fact,
But,
did you know the Nazis, space
Did you
Nazis
know?
are bad?
Space Nazis / Space Americans.
Whoa.
I mean, they did fight the Space Vietcong. Who else would that
That is true.
be? Yeah.
Oh.
Freaking
Ewoks.
Empire is just whoever George Lucas really hates at the time.
Yeah. Imagine if Star Wars was what, like, the right wing Star Wars fans think it is. That would not be good.
So are you saying that the Empire's plan would be just to buy up the galaxy's entire source of avocado and toast?
Oh, yeah, and then the liberal rebels. They'd be like, oh no, and then the Empire wins.
Yeah, instead of blowing up planets, they just cancel them.
Whoa. God damn it.
And the main character is like, but I want to freaking extort money from minorities and harass women and be celebrated for it.
The alternate universe Luke we do not need.
Yeah, that's a very different kind of a forced ghost.
Whoa. Yeah.
That's a forceful ghost, which I don't like.
Yeah. But it was a good episode. I really enjoyed it. And I do think that we should also talk about the lack of the Bad Batch in this episode of the Bad Batch.
Yeah, they show up for like 1 minute, have 2 lines in total if we don't count Omega. Which we should.
Do you want to know something that's probably not good?
Do tell.
I feel like the characters in this episode shone more than in any of the other episodes of the series. As in, like, Cham Syndulla, Gobi, Glee, and all of Orm Fruitar and all of that kind of stuff, and pretty much everything going on. I feel like the character work was some of the strongest the series has been.
I do not doubt it at all. Like, since, like, the very beginning of time, we've been, or specifically you've been saying, that the characterization of the Bad Batch is, like, your biggest worry because they're just cardboard cutouts.
Yeah.
And whereas Cham Syndulla is already a well-established character, and the actor is probably very good at his job, and the voice actor for Gobi Glee is obviously a very good voice actor because he is none other than Corey Burton.
Whoa!
Again. Famously portraying Ansem the Wise in Kingdom Hearts, but more relevantly, goddamn Cat Bane.
Yeah. So, you know there's talent.
He just refuses to leave the show.
Yeah. But the thing is that these characters, while obviously Cham Syndulla and Gobi Glee also appear in Rebels, their total screen time and their total voice lines would be completely tiny in comparison with the Bad Batch now.
That is true.
So what I mean is, just because they are pre-established characters doesn't mean their character work is automatically going to be at an advantage to the Bad Batch. I mean, the Bad Batch have had 10 episodes to grow their characters. These guys have only appeared in one episode of the Clone Wars and a couple episodes of Rebels. That's it.
Yeah, that is true. But they are pre-established characters as opposed to pre-established Ninja Turtles.
Well, I mean, the Bad Batch were pre-established characters. They were in a 4-part arc in the Clone Wars.
Well, they are the pre-established Ninja Turtles I'm referencing.
Yeah.
What is Leonardo's personality?
Is he the blue one?
He's been around for ages, but who is he?
Or is he the orange one?
He's the blue one, the leader of the group, with the katanas.
Yeah. Yeah, that's his personality. He's the blue one.
He's the leader. That's the extent of his personality.
Yeah. Doesn't the song miss out one of them? No, the song says Raphael is the leader of the group.
Yeah, the song from the first movie.
I only know that because I saw a Game Grumps compilation of every time Danny said that. It's a surprisingly long compilation.
Is it as long as him saying the N-word?
Oh, I watched that compilation. I did, and it wasn't when Danny was part of the Game Grumps. It's when it was John Tron, and Aaron. Obviously, as you can expect, John Tron said it most. He said the N-word quite a lot, but Aaron did say it a couple times.
Yeah, some people just can't stop themselves, even on mic.
Yes.
Some people just find it the height of comedy because it's something that's unexpected because it's so taboo. But just it's not really funny. Just don't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Even if you're quoting someone who said it, just don't. Why? What's the point?
Yeah, don't say that word, kids.
Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it being green.
Whoa. How do we get onto that? Oh yeah, the personalities of the Bad Batch.
Yeah, versus the personalities of the Syndullas and...
Yeah, and this is the first time we've seen Hera's mum as well.
Yeah, I thought so. What was her name? Elena or something like that?
I don't think they say her name in this episode.
Shams. Also, they called him Sham Syndulla, which is more French-esque.
Whoa! But as we know, that's not necessarily the pronunciation used
by anyone.
Yeah, only if it's only used by the characters, with that accent, it's not necessarily the rest of the pronunciation. Doesn't Onfritar say Twi'lek or Twi'lek, or I can't remember which one he says.
Freddy, we've established this several times. On the northern hemisphere, it's Twi'lek.
God damn it.
On the southern hemisphere, it's Twi'lek.
Yes, obviously.
Also, her name is Eleni Syndulla.
I'm pretty sure also...
And it was...
Yes?
And we've technically seen her in Rebels in a mosaic.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Hera's Heroes, first appearance picture only.
Yeah. Interesting.
And also an Inside Man picture only.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've heard her name.
Yeah. It's, I think she was quite good. She was very interesting. They were all interesting. I wanted to know what you think about this like departure from the Bad Batch and focus on like Rebels characters, basically.
It felt very Clone Wars-esque to me.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm about to say that I've seen a lot of people say that it's fan fiction, like borderline fan fiction. So, have you heard of Space Doc, the YouTube channel?
Probably, but enlighten me anyway.
He said that Dave Filoni often writes Star Wars more like a fan than a creator, and is lacking in. I find this quite funny. A talented fan to be sure, but lacking in objectivity in the way that every fan naturally is. This latest Bad Batch episode was competently made, but it was straight from the pages of a fan fiction forum. Yeah.
Wow.
That's Space Doc. Tweeted that today. So
that sounds like a YouTube channel I won't be checking out.
Yeah, I've got notifications for his tweets because he's slowly becoming like quite strange.
Strange.
Like he has all these weird takes on everything and is like kind of confrontational. He got into a big spat with I'm pretty sure he got into a big spat with like Eckhart's Ladder and all of that lot because with his own original science fiction project, it's all kind of weird. He basically stole. Well, he didn't steal, but one of the main people in this YouTube channel called the Templin Institute, Larissa, she was like the voice actor for all their videos. And then Space Doc basically had hired her to be one of the main voice actors in his sci-fi original series. And then Larissa just left the Templin Institute just like immediately, right when they were about to do a resurgence of their channel, and then sort of like ruined their plans, which kind of sucked. That caused a lot of bad blood. But sorry, anyway, back to the whole fan fiction-y thing. What do you think about that?
I don't know. Like, the only way I can think of that being the case is like, oh, of course a fan would say that Hera was doing this before she was important. But like, how else? Like, what else do you want to do with that character? Like, I don't know if the point is that he's using old characters, but is fleshing out a character's past inherently fanfiction?
Yeah, and we know Dave Filoni does that a lot.
I don't know.
But I want to know who actually wrote this episode, actually.
Someone named Speedwood or something like that?
Speedwood. Is that a joke name? No offense, but...
No, but... What's the name of the producer on most of the Arrowverse? Is it Speedweed or like...
Squidweed?
Speedweed is an actual television writer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I think there's also like... I'm not sure if it's Dick Wolf or Dick Blood.
Dick Wolf does the Special Victims Unit stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He does Law and Order, Special Victims Unit, and all that kind of thing.
No, Dick Blood is a wrestler.
He really needs to go to the doctor for that.
That's his real name.
Oh, that's so cruel.
Well, Richard Henry Blood Sr.
Yeah.
But better known by his name Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
What?
Which is a really strange name.
Yeah, what did I just hear?
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
God, that reminds me of the Russell Crowe fighting around the world with the tugboat.
I'm sorry?
Never mind. It was a weird sketch.
I know you've told me that he got into a lot of trouble for getting in fights on sets and like.
It was a South Park
filming
parody, I believe.
In any case, like, I don't think that Dave Filoni going back to established characters to flesh them out more like, he obviously likes those characters a lot and is a fan of his own work and other people's works. But, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think that just because he's fleshing out things, that means that it's inherently bad.
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree.
Like this space doc seems to imply.
And it does
Do you
seem...
have any, like, other thoughts on that?
It does seem that a lot of characters from all of these animated shows are brought in. And I guess you could say, that's a problem, but I don't really mind. I think this episode was well done for what it was. And I actually really enjoyed the change in setting and stuff. Like, I really liked how it was just a completely different perspective. And that's originally how I thought The Bad Batch would be. I thought it would be more like this, with like different perspectives each episode, with perhaps the Bad Batch being the linking thing between the perspectives. That's how I thought it would be.
That would have been interesting, but...
It might have been a bit hard to follow, but that's how I
know.
thought it would be.
I mean, so is the Clone Wars.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like the completely clear and simple Clone Wars timeline.
But it works if you just watch it.
We've talked about this ad nauseum already.
It technically works narratively if you just watch it in release order.
Yeah, because it's it's not the point of it to tell one big story necessarily.
Yeah, it's not meant to.
It is there, but it's not the point.
Yeah,
it's like Dark Souls.
Whoa. But yeah,
the story is there, but it's more about the journey.
Vati Vidya disagrees.
Whoa. It's not that he disagrees. He just Vati Vidya is we're the Vati Vidya of Clone Wars. But that doesn't mean
we're the
Vati
Vidya of Clone Wars.
Yeah. That's literally who we are. We piece together all the convoluted lore.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't deny.
Prepare to clone.
Would you like it if the rest of the Bad Batch was this kind of thing?
I don't think I would be opposed to it. Because I think at least for now, we've probably gone through many of the most important bits of story between Omega and the crew.
Yeah, we've had the
but
same...
I don't think I want all of it to be.
Yeah, we've had the same Juggernaut... not Juggernaut, what am I saying? We've had the same Hunter...
Rampage?
No, the same Hunter morals. Like, he learned his lesson that Omega needs to be part of the crew. He's had that same moral lesson, pretty much every week.
I think that the structure you're proposing would work better if Omega wasn't there.
I guess, yeah.
Or it will work better when she's perfectly integrated.
Maybe she is perfectly integrated.
For season 2, possibly.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but if part of the story wasn't that people are chasing her.
What do you think...
I don't think that would work that well.
That is true. What do you think next week will entail then, actually?
Well, some sort of a rescue on Ryloth.
Whoa, nuance.
I think that's, yeah. I'm nothing if not nuanced opinions. It probably will be the Bad Batch's side of this story. I don't think we'll see a whole lot more of Cham and everyone. We'll definitely see them, but they will be probably in a not much larger a role than the Bad Batch was in this episode.
I think the episode will start a cold open of the Bad Batch getting the weapons, maybe in an action scene.
And some Mantel mix.
Yep. And then Sid tells them to deliver the weapons to Cham Syndulla, to the Gobi Glee on the moon of Ryloth. And then they meet Omega, and then they're about to leave, and then they get a call from Hera, who is escaping on the land speeder, that her family had been captured, and then they go back to Ryloth, and then the rest of the episode is them freeing them. I think that's what's going to happen.
So you're saying that the first bit of the episode will be like a recap of this?
Yes. but from the Bad Batch's perspective.
I don't think that's necessary.
I think they'll do it.
They
though.
did mention that they might. They mentioned that they might need like more weapons anyway, so maybe they'll like be gearing up for their second trip there. I don't know.
If I liked putting money on things, I would put money on them doing that kind of, on them doing a kind of like recap of the episode, but from the Bad Batch's perspective.
We'll have to see. I don't know. What if the Bad Batch isn't the focus of the next one either, though? What if it's...
Unironically, I would like that. I think it would be quite interesting.
If it's still about Hera.
Yeah.
It would give her, like, more agency and will make her more badass.
But then it would question, why have the show be about the Bad Batch anyway? Which was the initial question of, like, in our predictions episode.
Yeah. I guess that was maybe the only way to justify making a Clone Wars
You could
sequel.
just say it's a Clone War. Just call it The Dark Times and have it be an anthology.
Just call it Clone Wars Season 8.
Clone Wars 2.
Because clones are still there and there's kind of a war.
Yeah, there's still wars going on. Even though off-screen they kind of won the Clone Wars, which I thought would have been interesting to see, but oh well.
Yeah, the Clone Wars technically ended in Revenge of the Sith.
No, but I mean, like, they got to Raxus.
Yeah, because they shut down all the droids, didn't they?
Yeah, I still don't understand how that makes sense, because I thought the whole point was that the new droids after Episode 1 were independent thinkers. You know, hence that joke. Remember? We're independent thinkers.
Oh, was that one of the old batch? Roger.
Yeah.
That was a good joke. But that was on Ryloth, wasn't it?
I think it was, yeah. That was in the episode when you see Cham Syndulla.
Yeah, that was in one of those episodes.
In Star War Crimes.
The one with goddamn
Mace Windu?
Nick Fury. What's his fucking name? Mace Windu.
Nick Fury. Yes.
Look, Sam Jackson has played many people.
He is an actor.
I think I remember only 2 of his roles.
The guy from Snakes on a Plane.
The guy from Pulp Fiction.
The really evil slave from Django Unchained.
It was the same one I was thinking of. Like, what else is he in? He's in Exorcist 3, I think.
Is he?
Yeah, but he was ADR'd over by someone else.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
Oh, he's in freaking... Well, many things in MCU, but all of that is just Nick Fury.
Yeah.
He's in Captain Marvel, everyone's favorite film.
Yep. And in Spider-Man Far From Home, he plays Talos playing Nick Fury.
Oh yeah, true. Spoiler alert. Nick Fury... Well, and also Nick Fury.
Oh yes, in the post-credit scene.
Yeah, when he's hanging out on that beach on that spaceship.
Yeah. And then tells everyone to get back to work.
Yeah.
Wow.
What else has he done?
He has done a lot.
Oh, he's in Jurassic Park, I think.
Oh yeah, he's the scientist guy.
Yeah. I remember that thanks to an epic rap battle lyric.
He was also in that Tarzan film with the Nazi guy. What's his name?
Christoph Waltz.
Yes.
And speaking of movies with apes in them, he's also in Kong Skull Island.
Oh yeah, so he is, yeah.
Playing basically the same role as he probably does in Tarzan. Is he like the hunter in Tarzan?
No, in Tarzan he's a freed slave. Who came from America to England to to get Tarzan's help to like stop the Belgians.
In that case, I just thought that his role in Tarzan was the role in Kong Skull Island.
Whoa!
I thought that he was the hunter in the Disney's Star Wars, in the Disney Tarzan movie.
Oh yeah. No,
the bad guy. That's basically who is in Kong.
Ah, yeah. In the Tarzan live action Tarzan movie, it's set after the events of, Tarzan.
Yeah. By the way, did you know that the character from the Disney movie was not in the original books? It's completely made up for Disney's version.
Really? Well, the hunter guy.
Yeah. What was his name? Like Randall or something?
Yeah. Randall Savage. I don't know.
Hell yes. From Legends of Tomorrow.
Yep.
And many other things.
They kept saying that in every intro, and it just got so stupid eventually.
It's not a good name.
No.
Oh, no, so it's Vandal Savage.
Vandal Savage, that's it. Like that's any better.
Yeah. It's worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
His actor's name is Casper Crump.
Casper Crump. God damn it.
Yeah, the least threatening name ever.
Mm. Could Casper Crump play live action Savage Opress? Got Vandal Savage, Vandal Savage.
He probably could. That he has a very powerful widow speak.
Oh yes. Then he could.
Could my Croatian action figure of Darth Maul play Savage Opress?
Yeah, I think he could. I mean, there's no other great likeness than your Croatian action figure.
I can't stop thinking about my action figure of Darth Maul. It's just the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. Oh my god. I'm looking at his face now, and it's staring into my soul. He's got like Lisa's.
He has such wide eyes.
He's got like Lisa's eyes from Lisa's hair from The Simpsons, but like it's red.
He has none of the black tattoos.
Yeah. So I guess that answers the question.
To have had them at some point, but
that answers the question: is Darth Maul black with with red tattoos, or is he red with black tattoos? Clearly, he's red with black tattoos.
Yeah, it's like a zebra.
Yeah.
Although zebras apparently start when they are black when they're born, and then become.
So are polar bears. Polar bears are black, and the end of their hair is white.
Yes.
Fun fact.
And so is their skin, I believe. Most animals that have white hair have dark skin under it.
Yeah. Very interesting. They get the best of both worlds in terms of like heat and light, right?
Probably.
I'm not very
best of both worlds, like something
like Hannah Montana.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Will Hannah Montana be in the Visions episode Jabba musical or whatever it's called?
Is that real?
Yeah, there's one of the episodes is going to be a musical.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait for Visions.
I'm looking.
I don't know how much we'll be able to talk about them since they're like not canon.
No, we can still talk about them.
It's gonna be fun.
But I got a feeling I'm gonna like some of it, but some of the things that are like anime things, I'm not gonna like.
It's probably gonna be very booby and stuff.
Yeah.
And bunny girls.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I thought it would be more like Halo Legends, but oh well. I'm excited still. I'll watch it.
What's Halo Legends like?
Halo Legends is technically it is canon, but it's also done by like a load of anime studios. but in one of the episodes of Halo Legends, there's like this pretty important character from like the Halo story, Halsey, Professor Halsey or Dr. Halsey. I think she's Dr. Halsey, and she created all the Spartans, and she appears in one of the episodes of Halo Legends. And the main creative director of Halo had to like really fight for Halsey to not appear as a 13-year-old girl.
Oh wow!
Yeah, because the anime studio wanted to de-age her quite a bit. So, yeah, that was a bit oofy. I don't think Halo Legends is. I don't think Star Wars Visions is going to be like that. Instead, it's non-canon, so they can do what they want, and you can enjoy what you want. You can enjoy what you enjoy.
Yeah. Unless it hurts others. And unless it's episode 9.
Whoa! What if they do Halo Legend? Why do we keep saying Halo Legends instead of Star Wars Visions? So what if they do Star Wars Visions episode 9? An anime take on episode 9.
If it's better than the movie, I might like it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The thing is, like,
what if it's literally the same, but they, instead of the blue filter that they took out, they put in a green filter?
Whoa, that would completely change the movie.
Again.
The thing with Star Wars Visions is that I thought it was going to be like a Star Wars version of anime rather than an anime version of Star Wars.
I feel like that would be harder to make work.
I don't
because
think
how would you imagine what you just said?
Have you seen the Star Wars anime TIE Fighter short, the fan-made TIE Fighter short?
But that's not a Star Wars version of anime. That's just Star Wars in the 1980s, like Akira style.
Well, that's what. Never mind. That's sort of what I meant. That's what I thought it was going to be.
I think you were thinking of like more understated, like 1980s, like Ghibli and stuff, more like
yeah. I didn't think it was
realistic style.
I didn't. No, I mean, I've got nothing. I'm not talking about the stylization. I just didn't. I didn't think when it was going to be made that it was going to be anime but with lightsabers, and then the lightsabers are also katanas. I didn't think it was going to be like that.
I'm still not entirely sure what you mean.
It doesn't matter.
Sorry.
What does matter though is I want to talk about Captain. What's his bloody name? Captain Hauser. He does not appear in this episode as a completely brainwashed clone.
Yeah, he's very, very different. He has like a rapport with some people. He's nice to them.
Yeah. He
has paint on his armor.
Yeah. I am wondering what this means. Like, is the inhibitor chip running out? Like, is it losing its hold on the clones? Because like Captain Hauser said it was wrong to do something to Hera, right?
He did say that, but when he was given a direct order, he carried it out.
Yeah, but all the clones are already engineered to do that anyway.
True. But my immediate thoughts were that they are keeping the captains or the higher ranking officers with some autonomy because they do need to make decisions in battle.
But they didn't do that with Order 66. They all clearly followed. Well, they were all quite affected by Order 66 still.
That is true. I'm not
even
saying
in Bad Batch.
It doesn't work on them.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that you don't want the officers to be complete drones, because if they were, what is the point of them being officers?
Yeah, so that is interesting again then. So, like, what is going on?
Yeah.
So will the captains lead? Like, will they defy? Or will they just continue to follow?
I see your point, though. He did seem very different. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was like another person. Although, if his inhibitor chip would be faulty,
they would have known.
I don't think he would just. They would have known, and he would have wondered what's going on, and probably be killed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He can't be too out of the ordinary.
Yeah, because like he's clearly acting not like a complete robot, and so that's got to like signal that they know that like Rampart knows he's not a complete robot, or that it was intentional.
Yeah. Who knows?
Who knows?
But
it might come up.
There
next
might be
week.
a bit of a. It might come up because, by the looks of it, he might be fairly important, and we might know him under a different name in the future.
Whoa!
Have you read this?
Read what?
That Captain Hauser, or whatever his name is. Is that his name?
Hauser, yeah.
Yeah, Doogie Hauser. Captain Hauser first appeared among, I think it was the action figures released for the Bad Batch.
Really?
Yeah, but he was named something else.
Oh.
He was named Ballast.
Ballast.
Yeah, as in like the part of a ship that like makes it stabilized.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if that's a term in English, but in Czech, ballast also means like something that is redundant and slows you down.
Not.
Or just a part of food that is not edible.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not. Yeah, probably.
Which might imply that he is like cast out or has to leave. But that might be a bit of a stretch.
I mean, action figures have gotten the wrong names before.
True.
So, but that's interesting.
We will have to see. Like, again, we're coming back to Ryloth, and he seemed pretty interested, pretty important.
And
so,
also, you can gauge importance by new models.
Yes.
How?
And even though he looked like a clone that we may have seen before, he is new.
He is completely new. The reason being is because they can't use Commander Pons again, who was on Ryloth. And you might think, oh, he would return to Ryloth. You can't see him because he's dead. He dies in Clone Wars.
No.
He gets shot in the back of the head by Ayla Secura.
Really?
Yeah, do you not remember that arc?
No.
Wow. It's a great arc. I won't say any more then.
I guess I'll have to wait and see.
Wait another 2 years.
I guess that might explain the age-old question of, did Ayla Secura treat her clones very strictly or very well?
Oh no, I'm not talking about... Oh. Sorry, I'm sorry. I said Ayla Secura, I didn't mean Ayla Secura.
Who is it?
I meant Aura Singh.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Oh god, I can't really... I said Ayla Secura shot someone in the back of the head. God, I can't believe I feel so dumb now.
Look, it's weird names. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You might be branded a fake fan for all eternity, but you know.
But it is true.
That isn't really any news, is it?
No, it's the truth. Oh, yeah. Aura Singh, not Ayla Secura.
So it's a bounty hunter arc. Noted.
Yes. But yeah, so I do... Hauser will appear next week, probably. Might appear in...
Hauser will return in Marvel's Avengers.
Yes. And it's interesting that we've seen Crosshair do more things than just chase the Bad Batch as well.
Yeah, I mean, you have to see him be competent so that he can lose to the Bad Batch again.
Yeah. His but he's sort of one of like Rampart's lackeys at the moment.
Yeah, he's his head henchman.
Yeah.
Head henchman of the head honcho.
Whoa. Head honcho wearing a poncho?
Ooh. Cal Kestis.
Whoa!
I do wonder if Admiral Rampart will survive the series.
I got a feeling no.
Or at least this season, which may or may not be the same thing.
That is also true. We haven't had any confirmation of a second series.
Although we don't have too many episodes left, I'm starting to be less and less sure that this is the only one that we're seeing.
Yeah.
Getting.
Because, like, how...
That being said, a lot of stuff can happen in one episode, since most of this has been self-contained.
Yeah, we've got 5 episodes left.
And for all we know, the final episode might be as long as Aftermath.
That's true. That would be pretty cool, but I got a feeling they won't do that.
Yeah, like, if that was the case, we would probably know by now, but you don't know, they might.
Yeah. Would be...
At least make it, like, 40 minutes.
Whoa. That's the... Yeah, like, I wish they did that with The Mandalorian, like, make it consistently long. Like they did... Like, if an episode of The Mandalorian was the same length as, like, an episode of Loki, or an episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier, that would be pretty brilliant.
Yeah. Not all of them need it. But,
well, then write it to need it, then. The reason...
I just want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully the other shows will be more like that, because I guess that Mando was mostly just them experimenting.
Yeah, there's no way that Mando is more expensive than Loki. There's no way. So...
Like, the actors alone for Loki have to be, like, so expensive.
Yeah, so that's why I think they should do that. And if they don't, then Disney clearly have no faith in Star Wars shows.
Yeah. Like, Giancarlo Esposito.
You keep saying Esposito.
Which is it? Is it Esposito or the Esposito?
I think it's the Esposito, but that's not Despacito.
It is just Esposito.
Oh, it is just Esposito, okay.
But, like, this was, like, literally the only time I didn't actually say Despacito. And this was the only time you thought I was.
Oh.
The point is that he is probably the best paid actor in that show, and he's in it way less than Tom Hiddleston is in Loki, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Tom Hiddleston got, like, twice as much money as him.
Yeah.
If not.
Yeah, so I feel like they should definitely put more money into the Star Wars ones.
Yeah, like you said, so far they are way more confident with the MCU ones.
Yeah, because, like...
I think that Mando and Bad Batch are hopefully proving that they can just go full hog.
I thought that the Clone Wars Season 7 did that, but...
Well, that too, but, you know, it's, I think that was a bit more niche than Mando.
I guess, yeah.
Like, it's still very popular, but Mando was the big one.
And yet they still didn't go all out for the second season.
Yeah, it was still not 100% proven. Because they started production before it was finished airing, but didn't they?
I think so, yeah.
So, you know, they had a fairly good idea, but they weren't.
But I just find it amusing because, like, Loki and WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier would have their production cycle would have began ages ago.
Yeah.
Like, way before any Marvel show was released. So, and yet they had no bearing on will they succeed or not, and yet they went all out for them. So
they would have started after Endgame, though, wouldn't they?
You would think, yeah, or it might have been concurrent. Like they start when Endgame is slightly still in production.
Yeah, but like they would have definitely started after they knew that Marvel movies can like consistently get $1 billion
Yeah.
in cinema.
True.
So,
And Star Wars is losing money in the film department.
Yeah. It broke the unwritten rule that, was it that the third film is supposed to get the most money? Or, like, the middle amount of money?
Yeah, I think so.
But it got less than episode 8, which was a market drop from episode 7. Which, obviously, like, episode 7 got over 2 billion. Like, you're not gonna tie that easily.
Yeah, you're not going to tie Fighter that.
You're not going to tie Scout that,
Whoa.
which has hyperdrive and,
Yeah.
life support, apparently. But we've
talked about that before.
ad nauseum.
Mm.
Is there anything else about the actual Bad Batch that we're supposed to talk about?
I think we've covered most things, really.
Yeah, it was a great episode.
Definitely.
But it was just an episode.
Yeah.
We can still cover 6 more important things in our next segment.
Whoa! Which is light side.
Dark side.
And the one in the middle.
The one in the garage.
The Bendu.
And
one in the garage.
I'm calling back to remember that very good joke we did like an hour ago?
No.
When we were talking about Luke's speeder?
Oh, yes. Yes, that one in the... God damn it.
Okay, so talking about bad jokes, what is your one in the middle, Fred?
No, you start with the light side.
Shit! Fuck. What was your light side, Fred?
Well, as shallow as it may be, it's a very, very simple thing that I thought was pretty brilliant to see. And unfortunately, it is something that I had to mention before, and it is, of course, seeing the Juggernaut in Star Wars again, because it's one of my favourite vehicles. It's pretty cool. If you don't know, it was originally part of concept art for Episode 5. And
that I didn't know.
Yeah. And
makes sense. It does kind of look like an AT-AT with wheels.
Exactly, yeah. The design eventually turned into the AT-AT. But then they used the design and based the Juggernaut off of it for Episode 3. And the Juggernaut in Episode 3 is huge. I'm not sure if you if you look at it in comparison with some of the vehicles around it, it's a big thing. I think the one in this episode of Bad Batch is more like the Juggernaut from Rogue One, which is slightly smaller, I think.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah. They weren't lying about it being a Juggernaut.
Yeah, they're big boys.
Hell yeah. And I think that's like the one vehicle they didn't have to paint grey because it was already grey.
Yeah.
Unlike the LAATs.
Which they had to paint.
The gunships.
Yeah. I mean, they have to paint the Juggernaut grey because of his orange helmet and gear. Did
you know that he's a half-brother of Professor X?
I did know that. That is always weird to think that that the Juggernaut is half-brother to Professor X.
He has the same name as Sandman.
What's his name?
Kane Marco.
Sandman's
name is Flint Marco.
Wow.
Although I think that's a pseudonym.
And how is he related to Professor X?
Sandman? He just is.
No, I meant Juggernaut. Like, I know he's his half brother, but like, how?
I think Professor X's dad died, and his mom married the dad of Juggernaut or something like that.
And also, Juggernaut isn't a mutant; he's just magic.
Yeah, he found a possessed gem. I think in Vietnam or in Korea.
Yeah, something like that.
A gem that was like possessed by the demon Kidarak or something like that. Actually, it's probably not Kidarak. That's one of Doctor Strange's magics. Juggernaut, Marvel, demon. It is Kidarak.
Huh. Fair.
Or Cytorak, or however you want to pronounce it.
Yeah. Sidorak from Bionicle.
Heyo.
Yeah, so Juggernaut from X-Men is my light side.
Hell yes.
What is your light side?
My light side was the characterization of Hera in this episode.
Whoa.
Or characterization, if you will.
Ooh.
Some of the, well, I'm not sure if I would necessarily call them subtle, but like neat little things you don't usually see in a show like this too much. Like
Eyebrow
when she
movements.
lies down. I meant more like when she's scouting at the refinery and then she lies down and like does the like flying with your hand with the birds.
Yeah.
That seemed like a thing that would fit more in like a Pixar movie.
Yeah, that's true. That was a really great moment, actually.
Yeah. It's not subtle by any means, but it's like... Well, actually, no. It is not super unsubtle. And like all the freaking nerding out she does with Omega, it was very, very nice.
Yeah. It was cool seeing that Bond type thing.
Indeed. And I'm looking forward to seeing it not being followed through next episode.
Whoa! Definitely.
Or being, I don't know.
Mm.
I have literally zero clue. And it's not like we have a predictions segment on this show. So
Yeah, it's not like we've already covered what we think.
it's not like we can just start doing predictions. It's not like we've added segments willy-nilly, like ever.
Wow. It's an unofficial segment.
Well, we might as well make it official.
Yeah, I guess. Next
we don't.
week we can add it if we wish.
We can just workshop it on air.
Whoa! I can't think of any names.
Like we can call it Predictions Vizsla. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Let's not.
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't
think
want this to
of
stick.
something. We'll think of something. We'll come up with the ideas and send them to each other and see what sticks.
Hopefully not this.
Yeah, not predictions, Vizsla. But you said your light side. But what is your dark side?
My light side was Hera.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, you're skipping your turn. You're reversing this on me.
Yeah, reverse Uno card.
My dark side this week was probably the thing we talked about. One of the two things we talked about at length today. And that was how strange and unclear the quote-unquote attempted assassination of Ornfrita was.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Like, I'm still... That was just confusing. But hopefully it will get cleared up by next week.
Yeah, I think it
And if it doesn't, we'll just have to assume that they forgot that he has to stay alive.
And so they changed it last minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am relieved that they did at least... If they forgot, that they at least put in the attempt.
Imagine if they did retcon that. Would that actually... I haven't read Lords of the Sith, so would that actually completely change everything?
Look, I don't remember that he was there. I don't think I knew too well who Ornfrita was when I listened to that bit, because it came out 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Shit. When I was 16 years old.
Oh my god.
Around the same year that freaking... it may have actually been before Force Awakens came out, because it was 2015. Yeah, I just... This is a pretty important plot point. And that would definitely make me like turn on this whole it's just a certain point of view recount of what maybe happened, so it's not going to be 100% accurate, but just like be happy that at least some of it is canon.
Be happy that a comic book or a book might be canon. Be
happy that Kathleen Kennedy is gracious enough to at least, make some of it happen.
What would it take? What retcon would take you to feel sad?
I feel like even though this isn't like the most important part, I think this could do it. Like the death of someone who is supposed to be places. Well,
yeah, but that subverts your expectations.
Cham Syndulla. Cham Syndulla can't die here because he's in Rebels, but
imagine
something like
that. The thing is like, yeah, they wouldn't retcon or wouldn't touch upon any of their like pre-made projects, would they? Like, they're not going to retcon Rebels, but they'll retcon, like, a comic book or a book, and they don't really care.
Or the sequel trilogy.
Ooh.
I'm still getting, like, so many recommended articles on, like, could Ezra be the vehicle for cancellation, or for the retconning of the sequel trilogy?
Those people don't understand how the world between world works.
Yeah, no. And also, they should just shut up.
Yep. Indeed.
I had to, like, make my, like, thingy to stop recommending me that places articles. I think it's called Behind the Magic.
Oh, right, yeah.
But it was literally nothing but, could this be how they retcon it? And what proof that Kathleen Kennedy will be fired soon and stuff like that.
She's not gonna be fired. God damn it, guys.
No. Star Wars has never been more successful.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that is the case.
I would imagine so.
Like, it isn't winning any more Oscars anytime soon, probably.
Well, yeah, because there's no movies anytime soon.
Yeah. I mean, the first one got, like, Oscars for, like, effects and stuff, didn't it?
I think so, yeah.
And score, maybe.
Rogue One should have got Oscars for effects. I think Rogue One is the best looking Star Wars film to date.
I agree. Wholeheartedly.
Yeah. It's like the original Star Wars got an Oscar for costume design.
Costume design. Like, Mando won a bunch of awards for Emmys, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Are they the ones that do television?
Yeah.
Maybe Golden Globes?
Golden Globes is movies again, I think. Either way, we've won that for this segment. We've won
obviously.
We've won so much that it's hard to remember.
Yeah, we won literally all the awards for this segment.
Yeah. All of them.
We won the freaking White Elephant.
We've won the Nobel Peace Prize, the Darwin Award.
Like Hitler.
Whoa, like
The
Hitler.
Darwin Award. Wow. I haven't thought about the Darwin Awards for a while.
Yeah, they're amusing sometimes.
It's very much Schadenfreude.
Yeah, indeed.
It's like the epitome of it. It's literally reveling in people dying or being removed from being able
That's
to
true, actually.
Like Dr. Loveless from Wild Wild
Whoa.
West.
I haven't thought about it that way, and that makes it a lot more grim. But at least they get an award for it.
Yeah, they're literally called Darwin Awards because they can't reproduce anymore, so they're doing the human race a favor.
That's true. I don't
because they're so stupid.
I don't like thinking about it like that.
But that's just what it was.
I know. Yeah, true. Yikes!
Yeah.
It sounds a bit like social Darwinism.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's basically eugenics, but accidental.
Yeah,
accidental eugenics.
How about
that's the title?
How about we
episode.
have accidental eugenics? Yes. How about we remove the eugenics and just make it about stupid people?
Yeah, just make it fails.
Yeah,
fail army.
Fail army.
That's just Darwin Awards without
the dying. Yeah,
maybe.
Well, I mean, you don't see the aftermath.
I feel like if the people died, they wouldn't put it on fail army.
I mean,
or at least they would put it down after they found out.
Yeah, true. They've done worse things, like in real life, like they put people dying in films before.
Did they?
Yeah, well, like some shots where people had died.
I'm not aware of this.
I can't remember.
I know they used to do it with animals quite liberally.
Yeah, not cool.
Have you ever seen the film Milo and Otis?
No. Is that about dogs? I don't want to hear about dogs.
I haven't. It's a cat and a dog, like, running away or something, but yeah. It's,
if a dog dies, I don't want to...
behind the scenes stuff.
I don't really want to know.
I'm not going to tell you any specifics. I'm just saying that one is, like, notorious as well.
Yeah. That's sad.
Just don't look it up.
Okay.
I guess.
Definitely won't, don't worry.
But it was like a classic from like the 80s that lots of kids watched.
Yeah, and it turns out to have a pretty bad, backstory to it.
Yeah, like imagine being a child and like unironically loving the film Birth of a Nation.
Whoa. That's and
having like no conception of what it actually is about.
I'm pretty sure it's a terrible film.
Just really appreciating the filmmaking. No, I think the point of it is that like on like film craft and stuff is like well made, but like the message of it is the absolute worst.
Yeah, it was well made for 1912.
Like it's an actual. It set up like a lot of techniques that people allegedly still
yeah,
use.
exactly. Well, apart from the blackface,
the message and context of it is just so bad.
Yeah, obviously, it exists solely to be bad.
Yeah. Then again, I'm not even sure if it's actually that influential, or if people say that it is.
Oh no, a lot of people
just
watched
like
it.
To be...
A lot of people watched it. In fact, the president, Woodrow Wilson, he said everyone needs to go to the cinema and watch this film, and he had a big screening at the White House.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
The main train station in Prague is named after Woodrow Wilson.
Yeah, because he was big up on, each country, like each nation should be its own country.
Yeah, after World War I.
Yeah.
Or during as well, probably.
No, it was more after.
Which is ironic because Czechs and Slovaks were not one nation.
Yeah.
But we did get one country.
Yes.
We did it so that the Germans remained a minority because there were more Germans in the Czech lands than Slovaks.
That's sad.
That's very shady.
Yeah. Yikes.
I'm not saying that the German like separatists just before World War II were right, because they sided with Hitler, so they weren't. But they weren't treated the best.
Yeah.
But they were right to be unhappy. They weren't right to side with Hitler.
Yeah, obviously.
Yes. To tie it back to what we're talking about, actually, Clone Wars does explore some of those ideas too.
Yeah, quite often, really, when you think about it.
Yeah. It's way less problematic in that show because the Empire is not literal Nazis. They're very bad, but at least they're not Nazis.
Well, they kind of are. I don't understand your point there.
They no longer hate minorities.
Well, the Empire?
Yeah,
no,
at least not human minorities.
Yeah, not human minorities, but they don't like aliens. At least later on, they don't like aliens.
Yeah. Like, you don't create a system to divide people to humans, near humans, and non-humans if you don't hate aliens.
Yeah, it seems a bit humanocentric there.
Yeah, but as we've mentioned, the Emperor himself isn't racist.
Which is kind of weird.
He just knows that it's useful.
Yeah, he knows that he will get a lot of people on his side if he is racist. Or acts racist and has racist policies. Which kind of is... Yeah, big yikes.
Yeah. It's like the opposite of Trump. He is racist, but he knows that he will get more views if he's even more racist.
Yeah.
Or acts less racist than he actually is.
But it's like dog whistle acting not racist, though. It's acting not racist, but he is racist.
He's pretty obliquely racist.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know if obliquely means what I think it means. Obviously.
Yeah. Definitely.
Is oblique the opposite of opaque?
I don't know.
neither parallel, not at right angles to a specific implied line, slanting.
What?
Oh, not expressed or done in a direct way.
Oh.
So oblique is indirect. Never mind. He's obviously.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to talk more about Trump.
No.
Enough has been
Yeah, enough has been...
He's not even president anymore.
Good.
Have you heard about his new social media site that he started?
I know that a load of people stole... Well, not stole, but they registered usernames for all of the right-wing talk pieces, and then started spamming stuff.
Sonic the Hedgehog smut in particular.
I don't know.
That's at least the thing that was in all the headlines. Good riddance.
Yeah, I don't know much about it.
I can't wait for him to lose all. I can't wait for Trump to lose all the big lawsuits that he filed against Facebook and Twitter.
He probably won't have any repercussions, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's way too rich.
Yeah.
As usual, laws don't necessarily apply to rich people.
Yeah.
But speaking of bad things...
Whoa!
What's your dark side?
My dark side is I wasn't the biggest fan of how the Force theme was so obviously used when Hera was talking about feeling, when she was being flying as a pilot or whatever in space. And I feel it's obvious that it is kind of a Force thing. But I think using the Force theme is just too on the nose for that.
Also, isn't the Force theme just the Luke theme?
Yeah. No, it's the... I can't remember the specific thing. But, yeah.
Isn't it the Binary Sunset?
I think so. It's whatever one which was used in the episode. This episode. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I do. I called it as well, I think.
Yeah.
But it's on one hand make some new goddamn music, Kevin Kiner.
Well, I just don't think they should have used it because it was just too on the nose. And because we can, the audience isn't stupid. They know they're watching Star Wars. Having to use a music cue like that is kind of insulting the intelligence of your audience, especially for children.
I guess I wouldn't call it. I wouldn't go necessarily that far. I mean, it's just implying that everything is connected by.
Yeah, but I mean, it was obvious in the way she was talking about it, though. I don't know. I also think they didn't using the Force theme. Recently, Star Wars has been using the Force theme a lot, quite egregiously. And I think it actually diminishes the importance of that. Because as you said, it started off as Luke's theme.
Now it's just the Star Wars music, I guess. Because they used it for all the Final Order ships exploding.
Actually, I think it originally started out as when Yoda used the Force. It's a different version of Binary Sunset, but it's when Yoda uses the Force on Dagobah to lift the X-wing, and then in Disney Star Wars they use that to signify the use of the Force, whereas in the rest of the original trilogy they used it to signal talking about Yoda. Luke's theme is Binary Sunset, which is slightly different, I think.
For some reason, when I'm trying to picture it or imagine it, the only theme I can think of is Across the Stars.
Whoa.
The love theme.
Yeah. I can't remember everything, but I just think it was a bit weird using it like that.
God damn it, why can't I remember any other piece of music?
I don't know.
Other than that and one classical piece from Bedřich Smetana.
Can't even remember all the Lemonade Joe songs.
I can.
I know you can.
I've seen it 10 times.
Yeah. That's an added 0
Perhaps
to
than
the
Star
number
Wars?
I've seen.
Probably.
You've seen it more than Star Wars?
I don't know, probably.
Whoa. I've seen A Knight's Tale more than any other film.
Did you?
Yeah, I've seen it like many, many times.
Even though you said that there was that week or two when you watched Lord of the Rings literally every day.
Yeah, no, I've seen A Knight's Tale more than that. I used to watch it all the time.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But
I know that there was a time when I watched the Pink Panther reboot like several days ago.
why?
I liked it when I was a child.
Yeah. Fair enough if you liked it when you were a child. Right.
Then I know that was around the time that, because in the span of 2 days our pet rats both died.
Oh.
So we watched it like one time, which is completely unrelated. Then my brother's rat died, and he was sad and wanted to watch a movie to cheer him up. And the day after my rat died, and I wanted to watch something that would cheer me up, which was again Pink Panther.
Yeah. Huh.
Again, the reboot.
That is certainly something that happened. And moving from your pet rat's death to the one in the middle, the Bendu.
That's about the best segue that could have been done.
What was your...
What is your one in the middle, Freddy?
No! Oh, God. My one in the middle, the Bendu. I have not fully thought this out. But it's probably... Actually, I just thought it was interesting with the consistency of the landscape around the capital city of Ryloth. To the Clone Wars, because they have the same big sort of like rock pillars that they have in the Ryloth episode. You know, when they're around the capital city. I think that's kind of interesting that they kept all of that that kind of thing. You know, like it keeps it nice and consistent.
They probably do have at least the actual TV show as a reference,
I guess, but it's just interesting that it all sort of lines up quite well. It's cool. The capital city does seem quite small.
And
I've always thought that.
Maybe a lion's share of the buildings is still underground, as Ryloth cities used to be in Legends.
Yeah. Yeah. Very interesting.
I did particularly like the clouds on Ryloth.
Yeah, they were cool.
I don't know why, but clouds in this show always impress me so much.
Yeah, they're always good looking.
They no longer look like the hand painted clouds that Clone Wars.
Even though I really like those hand painted clowns. Hand painted clowns. Those hand painted clouds.
Yeah, they're a good vibe. They're a good vibe indeed. Yeah. But I do think they've strayed further from that when they got a bigger budget and didn't need to do it.
I guess so, yeah. It works either way. I'm quite happy with it. And I just thought it was an interesting thing with that consistency. And what was your one in the the one in the Bendu the middle?
One in the Bendu the garage.
Yes.
Sorry, the garage. Have you noticed Eleni Syndulla's earrings?
Yeah, I did. They went all around her ears.
Yeah, the cone ears. I just thought that was quite something.
Yeah, because like
that really caught my attention.
How would a Twi'lek have earrings, or a female Twi'lek have earrings?
Just tie a noose around the cone ear.
Oh God. Mini nooses.
They also looked like knives or something.
Yeah. There were lots of... it's interesting seeing that. And,
It's weird that it's like, female character, gotta give her earrings. But,
well, I mean, it was the first time I can't remember
seeing
another Twi'lek with earrings.
Yeah, me neither. I think if I've seen that before, I would
I'm pretty sure
I
we've
wouldn't
never
be so
seen that
weirded out
before.
by this. To be honest, like most Twi'leks that... No. Never mind. I don't think I've studied most Twi'leks that closely.
You sure
Other
about
than the one in Zero Space, but we only saw her as
a shadow.
as a silhouette,
Yeah.
doing a weirdly intense dance.
Yeah, she's still vibing when like Zero was getting arrested.
Yeah. Maybe it was a shadow hologram.
Whoa, Shadow the hologram.
Shadow the hologram.
Yes.
The new title of this episode.
No, we gotta stop.
Because if you couldn't tell, the accidental eugenics was a joke, and we're never in a million years calling an episode that.
You sure about that? We called it Star War Crimes once. That was,
I guess you.
and that was
I
the
guess
Ryloth
it's
one.
Not that bad, indeed. We will see.
Yes, we shall. We shall.
More like accidental episode titles. Am I right?
Accidental podcast.
That's kind of what this is.
Yeah. But all round, honestly, this episode of Bad Batch I really enjoyed, and I think it was a great add to the episodes that we've already had, even though it was vastly different in most ways.
Usually different is good.
Yeah, and I think that is the case for this.
Yeah, on Air-Deraan officially celebrates diversity.
Whoa, yes.
Heard it here first, folks.
You heard it here first. We're the first people to celebrate.
It sounds like a joke, but unironically.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And I think it definitely works in the favour of Bad Batch to have some diversity to the episode structure and the characters we follow, because that's what Clone Wars had. That's what even Rebels had at some points. So. And
we did mention that it may have been getting a little stale that Hunter learns the same lesson every episode.
Yeah, exactly. So seems.
And the plot doesn't really go much anywhere.
Yeah. So this is a nice addition to the show.
Nice addition to our collection.
Yes.
I will modulate my voice for that to sound like Grievous. I know how to do it.
Oh God, like the Scrappy do.
I mean, you do remember how I modulated Borat to sound like Grievous, and it didn't work at all.
Yeah, I do remember that vividly.
And also Glow Glow Gab.
You should have that be the laser at the end.
Well, the entire my wife thing.
No. I take it back. The horrors.
To signify that we no longer have to restrain ourselves.
No, we still need to restrain ourselves.
Looks like Borat is back on the menu, boys.
No, it's.
I'm no longer bleeping him.
That's sad times. He is unleashed. But yeah.
Borat Unleashed, my favorite game.
My favorite game. But on the whole, really, I did think this episode was pretty good.
Pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. It gets the Air-Deraan seal of approval. And
if we were rating it, I would give it a good rating.
A good rating, indeed. And, yeah. I do think that now is the time to wrap.
What was it?
Sorry?
Was it Predictions Vizsla? We can call it Post Vizsla. Remember that good joke we made?
Yeah, but what has that got to do with predictions?
If there's a pre-Vizsla, there should be a post-Vizsla.
Yeah.
I can tell that you're not laughing.
I don't understand how that fits with the predictions bit, but yeah.
Because it's what's going to happen in the future. We can have a recap bit that is pre-Vizsla, and a prediction segment that is post-Vizsla. And we can call the things where we talk about what's happening now just Vizsla.
Just Vizsla.
We can rebrand Ron to
Vizsla. That's our.
The Viscast.
Oh God.
Pod Vizsla.
No. You tarnished the name of On Space Air-Deraan, which you can view on YouTube.
Yeah, and if you want to tarnish our reputation anymore, you can do so at on Air-Deraan, all one word, on Twitter.
Yes, indeed. And be sure you can check us out on other podcast services of your choice, including Podbean and Podcastable and Spotify.
Yeah, all of these. On all of them, you can find us at on space air-deraan.
Indeed. And
or just shout our names into the void and hope that we will shout back.
yeah,
we are close enough to hear you.
I'm sure we will hear you. You're always in our hearts.
For all I know about Jess, she might be.
Yes. She'll probably be able to hear if I shout.
Anyway,
Guess.
I don't fucking know what to do
Well,
now.
I guess we die.
I guess it's time for the podcast to end.
Indeed.
The last podcast.
The last podcast. On Air-Deraan, episode 8. The last podcast.
What was our 8th episode? That was probably episode 7 of Mando, right?
I think so.
That was the first episode we did separately.
Was it?
Like this, over phone.
Episode 8 was
that was
Appreciation Hour one.
Oh. No, I think
I'm literally on the YouTube channel right now.
I think we did that after we filmed what's his face?
I don't think so. Because that doesn't make any sense.
I would have sworn that we did.
Yeah, but I don't understand why we would have done that.
Because I wanted to get that one out first.
Yeah.
Because it was taking ages.
Maybe. I don't know.
Never mind then. I'm probably wrong anyway.
I do not remember. It was 4 months ago.
Well, just 4 months. It feels like
longer, yeah.
No, it was like 7 months ago.
Hmm.
It was just before Christmas.
Yeah, that's ages. Oh, God. World is going mad. What is time?
It is. Baby, don't hurt me.
Yeah, no more.
No more.
You may fire when ready.
This is my wife. This is my other wife. This is my mistress. This is my girlfriend. This is my sister. This one I have to pay money for. But she worth it. Whoa, whoa, whoa.